Get out!
Mouse lights go
The
out,
lights
you're just
turn
like,
on.
oh,
And the
no.
ejection just push.
Door opens up by itself. You may now exit the room.
The ceiling opens up and
The
ejects you
chair
out.
is just
You just see a big old hand come out and wave.
You see the table disappear.
too much.
Final
It
thoughts?
is
So
like a journey.
I'm just gonna start with my rant, and then when I'm done with the rant, then I'll do an intro, and then you'll start.
Why are you looking at me specifically?
You were looking at me, so I made eye contact.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just
No,
listening.
I was
Corey-
making
Corey
eye
hates
contact.
eye
I probably would make the least eye contact with her
Well, that
because
makes
she's
sense.
right here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. I'll try.
Yeah. And then
That's why I'm here, because last time.
and then
last
I
time
would
made eye
look at
contact.
Rosa, but I can't. Your glasses are distracting, so I can't really see your eyes.
We can't really connect. I mean, I
Yeah.
can
I
see you,
mean,
but you can't
yeah.
see
I
me.
can't see you.
Last time you
That's
made
how I
eye
like
contact with me, it's because I rolled my eyes and you're like, "Don't you ever!"
Oh wait, we're
best
going now. All right.
Retract my statement.
On today's edition of the DYNA, I'm here outnumbered, so it's yeah, let's go.
Today you lose.
Here on The View.
No.
You're the Whoopi Goldberg of the group.
What? Oh, because I'm the dark one.
Oh.
No, because you're the loud, sassy one.
That's true. All right, this is where episode 5. You know what? I almost said here we are. Or was it? What was
No,
the
no,
word?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. And
Did
all
I
right.
say here we go?
The
Yeah,
ones
you
you
did.
say is
Yeah.
here we go and all right a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I sure as hell said that. All right, but there we go. Episode 5. We're here at a new studio. I told you we'll make it, but then, with success comes drama. So, like our last studio, I'm not putting out names, but I mean just the difference between here. I only been here for like maybe 10 minutes, and the other place is pretty astounding. And like they check the focus on the cameras, and it's like they checked it at the other place, but some of my episodes look janky because I have to cut the footage where the camera was out of focus. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all
Yeah.
these technical things that I'm finding out in the edit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I can't be over there.
Yeah.
I can't be behind this
Yeah.
thing because I'm right here. So I'm expecting them
Yeah.
to do that. So it was a lot of like how are you gonna have cameras? This is another thing. They had cameras, and I say, hey, this is what I need. I'm a cinematographer. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I need. I tell them, oh, we don't know how to do this on this camera. Why the fuck you buy it?
They had so many different cameras.
And
they
the
didn't
cameras
know how
weren't
to
even the same.
use.
Didn't know,
No,
yeah.
like they would use 2 different cameras, and the 2 different cameras are going to give 2 different
And then
looks.
the color, and then there's 2 different looks. Look, Lumix. Look,
If
I
you're
can't see
trying
the
to
model number on it,
match-
but they look like the exact same camera.
If you're trying to match footage,
It's not going
pretty
to happen.
common sense to just use the same type
Exactly.
of
Use the same
camera.
type of camera.
Exactly.
Gotta work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm like, okay,
Like,
since you
just get
can't
the
match
bundle deal,
if
bro.
you can't match the colors, just shoot it desaturated, not in
Yeah.
black and white, but just pale ass color. Oh, you don't know how to do that because it's easier for me to color if it'll match perfectly that
Yeah.
way.
Mhm.
Can do that either.
But also, why work with equipment you don't know how to use?
Thank you.
So what I'm gathering, you like it here.
So far, yes, I dig it.
Yeah.
It's nice and cool in here.
It is.
It's nice temperature.
Thank you.
It's not like there are terrible people. I got nothing against the people running the old studios. Just that their business and practices or whatever word that I'm trying to use, it wasn't all that great. And then the biggest offense is that I shoot the same length episode around hour. We shoot a little over an hour, but around 45 minutes to an hour each episode.
Oh, I remember. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're.
And the
about to
price
say.
kept going up.
Mm-mm.
So we had a verbal agreement, and it's just like, we're not going to charge you for setup. We're just going to charge you for your record time. I'm like, all right, cool. And the first one, I didn't pay no attention to it. I was like, all right. But then there are times where I shoot 2 episodes in a row, and the price I would see that difference. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And then after a while, I'm just like, why am I paying so much? And then I do the math, and he's like, oh, you didn't leave till this time.
Yeah, they charged us for talking to them after just chatting it up, shooting the shit, you know, like.
Which we were still waiting on.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we were waiting
Yeah.
on the file, but like it was the engineer that was starting the conversation.
Yeah, and then the last day was there because I had got the new Mac, the M1 Mac, and I showed him this when I first got it because I had went there to edit my podcast because my computer it couldn't do it. And then he ran over. He's like, "Oh, is this the new Mac?" And it's like he was just trying to draw out the conversation. So he stopped the timer when we walked out the door. Start the timer when we walked in.
Huh.
You know, like
Yeah.
as opposed to here, I'm like, "Hey, how much time you need? I need an hour. All right, cool. It's X amount of dollars. All right, paid it. I paid that 2 weeks ago. I forgot about it. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta shoot my show. You know. So so now here I got a timer on, and we're gonna we're paying for the time we're using. We get the fuck out of here. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm hoping I don't get charged for shooting this shit afterwards. If we have a little chat, you know, if we're cool, we become friends or something. I don't know.
Why
Just
can't
having a
we
conversation.
be friends? Why can't we be
But
friends?
and that was awkward because I know they're listening.
Yeah, we're like complaining for the first time.
Be
we
our
can't have
friend.
these crazies come back here. But anyway, that was just the drama that we were having, and luckily I had the side missions recorded. So those were side missions were supposed to be supplemental. So you'll get episode 5 and then side mission, you know. But going forward, things may be changing because you know, people got lives and California's hard, and I'm gonna make eye contact. And you know, I just gotta shift how eye contact again.
I know, I was staring at you.
Yeah, but we still got some time with you.
I know.
So yeah, so now I'm just left with this new kid over here. I known her for a while. We
New
don't really
kid on the
talk.
block, man.
Yeah. But anyway, Miss Tessa Davis, this would be your, well, I don't want to say your last
Yeah.
physical show.
Yeah. Well, for a bit. you
Yeah.
know, we'll see
While
what
you get
happens.
settled in Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I can hear the Indiana in your voice.
The Hoosier state. That's right. I represent Colts, baby.
The Colts.
Yeah.
And then Kat is leaving in August.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Going to the city of entertainment.
whoa, excuse me.
Yeah.
A city
So-
I've never been to.
Vegas,
You
baby.
never been to Vegas?
No,
Never.
I'm gonna give her.
I've been as a child. What do you mean?
I'm gonna give her
Never.
first trip because she's gonna help me move, and so I'm
Oh.
gonna take her out. First trip
Dang.
over.
You went to
First
Roseau
trip
first
to
before
Vegas,
me?
You're gonna
First
move?
trip
I
to
would've helped you
Vegas will
move.
be a
I
move.
asked you already.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
When was that?
I asked you a couple months ago, like, would you help me move? You're like, hell no, Caitlin. I'm not helping you.
No, I didn't.
That's a
You
response I
lying
can believe.
motherfucker. No, you didn't.
Lying, man.
No, I did not.
Don't you lie. You
I
know
may have
that.
said no, but I didn't
You
say it like
know
that.
that sounds like you.
No, that was for the wedding because you wanted me to actually be in the wedding. I'm like, no,
No, you're
I got
still,
social anxiety.
You're still
You
gonna
can't
be at my
ask me to
future
do
wedding.
that.
You're gonna be my usher. I've told
No,
you that
I am
plenty of
not.
times. It's locked and
No, you
loaded.
can't.
I have
pay
a
to see
contract.
You
Wait,
can't
what's
put
my
me in
role
front of
in
all
your
those
wedding?
people.
You're not in front of anybody. You are just guiding people to their chair.
You just gave me the niggerish job on the planet. You know that.
Yeah, you're in the back.
Here you go, servant. Here, the doorman. Come on.
It's a very important job.
But you have that bit of power
What?
to be like, yo, stay in your seat.
Stay
What are
in
you
your
Yeah.
lane.
doing? You
Well,
can't
I
be
asked you if
standing
you want to
in
be
this aisle.
my bridesmaid. Like you said no about that.
I would pay to
Would
see
you let
that.
me wear
My
a dress? Can I
bridesman.
wear a dress?
You can wear whatever you want.
Well.
You
I
can wear
would
what you want. You'll
pay
be my
to see that.
bridesman. Like
Come on.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
you
I
can be
don't
my
want to be no
bridesman.
usher.
But what's my role in your wedding?
You're my maid of honor, and you're the only female friend I have, so that's why I need bridesmen.
Right. So you got all these dudes.
I'll be wearing the suit, and the dudes are just gonna be wearing dresses.
Dude, that'd be so
Like, you guys are
cool.
great.
But yeah, that's the future of the DYNA. I honestly don't know. Will I have an episode next month? Maybe. Who knows? I gotta figure out things with this lady here because she seems down the.
I mean, I'm
shoot the
here,
shit.
aren't I?
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
Truth is in the pudding.
Yeah. And sometimes if I'm out here, she can drive herself, unlike some people.
I know.
Mm.
I give good reference for her. I give her a letter of recommendation.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Even though when I worked with Rosa in school, it was like.
Mm.
But we're all grown. Oh my god! I think I broke
Yeah,
his leg.
how's that toy
You
working out
keep
for you?
breaking
Corey?
it, man.
I think it has stretch marks on it.
I had to give birth.
Fucking clear plastic is the worst. I tell you. That's
Stretch
toy engineering.
How
I
much do
tell
you
you.
pay for that?
This
Uh-huh.
altogether was about.
How many
I think
times have you
30.
put that thing together though? That's
I don't know. That's why I'm gonna
Is
leave
this
this bitch
the one that
transform.
you did that you got from
Oh
Frankenstein?
yeah, it's stretch marks on it.
Is this the one you got from Frankenstein?
No, I bought it yesterday.
Oh.
Oh, not yesterday. Last week, whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, Rewind's just gonna have to stay as a tape, bro, because this leg is not.
Can you get a refund? Return it?
I could.
Exchange it?
Yeah, some
Return it?
child just went and
There it is.
Look at
I
this
got
toy,
it.
Dad.
Children play with toys. They don't put them on shelves and treat them like collectibles.
Yeah, man,
So-
these. That's why you guys don't know about Diaclone. Google Diaclone Reboot. Those are the best toys I ever had. Oh my god, it's so never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway, so the follow up from episode 5. We were talking about Peacemaker, Superman, and Lois. So you
Yep.
got any? You guys finished Peacemaker?
Oh yeah.
Yes, indeedy.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Dude, it was amazing. Okay, that's like the best. That's one of the best things DC has put out so far, besides the Batman, movie. but Peacemaker came before the Batman, so when
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
out, that was the best thing they've put out in a while for DC Universe, because they've been lagging.
Yeah,
Okay.
DC is just a goddamn mess right now.
Even their actors, all their actors are getting arrested.
Yeah, everyone
It's just a
everyone is
mess.
just. I mean, the times we're in, man. Everyone is stressing out, so I don't
Yeah.
blame them.
But Peacemaker was a nice relief. It was really funny. I enjoyed it. I have more respect for John Cena now as an actor. I really didn't before.
Yeah,
I think this is the role for him. I think he really
Mm.
got into it. And I love that they went all the way with like CGI and all that. Like I didn't think they would do that.
with the
ending scene
the
with the cow, yeah.
I think it was gross.
And having like the Justice League at the end.
Yeah, only 2 actual members were there.
What did he say? What did
Oh, we got Aquaman fucks fish.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, I don't fuck
I
fish.
don't
And
fuck
then the
fish.
Flash is
He's
just
like,
like,
are you sure?
the
Fucking dickhead
reaction
Barry.
from the Flash said it all. I was like, this guy fucks fish.
I don't know.
Right.
Someone get Ezra Miller some help though.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he's
just
struggling.
going through a rough emotional patch and not choosing the wisest of
Hey,
decisions.
yeah, I feel it, Ezra. I feel it, man.
but he's
trust
a
me.
human being, you know?
Yeah,
He's a
we
human
all
being.
break. We all fragile.
But I mean, when you're on the spotlight, you gotta think about it
You gotta
sometimes.
think
Yeah.
about the
You gotta
shit you
think
do.
about what you're doing. You can't just be a normal person.
You
You
ain't
gotta
normal.
really think, man.
Be the
Comments?
fastest man alive.
Like
on,
on
the silver screen.
I'm a teacher. I can't do certain stuff like working or be in places where I know I'm probably gonna see my students or parents out
Luckily,
and about.
they're youngsters, so.
I know, but sometimes I see my parents outside of like my job, and I have to be very careful.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
And then with Superman and Lois, everything I speculate I was right.
Oh yeah.
But then it's something I realized is the formula of the show. It's just like Lois will have an antagonist, and then Clark has an antagonist, and then they'll, oh
Mhm.
my god, they're like doing weird alien shit. And it's always about alternate universes.
I know. That's been a really big topic now for all like
Let it go.
superhero
The
stuff.
big what if question.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Superman Lois because of Bizarro and all that stuff. It's the first time we've seen him live action, which we talked about
Yes.
last time.
And I like this take
love
on
it.
Bizarro.
I do too. I think it's great that like he wasn't all like
Yeah,
freaky
no,
and messed
dum-dum.
up. That it happened to him because of like drugs.
Yeah,
basically.
he's on drugs.
He was on drugs. But I mean, like, it was still really good. I'm enjoying like now they've revealed like the secret. Now they're starting to reveal the secret now and stuff.
I still don't know what's up with her god powers. Like, what can she do? Alliston, whatever her name is.
I don't know. Like she hasn't showed it yet, but remember the end of the newest episode,
Mm-hmm.
and we know she can drain people.
Yeah, but I
Right.
mean, she's
So
still.
is
We
she
still don't
draining?
know.
Is she draining the life force and getting stronger that
we
way?
still don't know what the threat is, which
Yeah.
makes it kind of
We're
like.
not sure.
mm,
I love that they kind of brought back the reference. Remember when like Superman helped out North Korea at the beginning of that season?
You did?
Yeah, from the submarine. It was the first
Oh
episode.
yeah.
And he was like, I help everybody no matter what, like country or whatever. And he's doing the same thing with the world.
Oh,
It's
with
like,
the bizarre world.
Yeah, he even though it's not his world, he wants to
You
help
gotta
it.
save that blocky Earth.
Which is really cool. It's a really cool like throwback. Really cool thing.
Okay. And all right, so I really the Batman episode, I really wanted that to be the most polished thing that we did. But again, because of the studio we're at, it just came out looking like shit. And
You
I
worked
tried
so
to
hard too.
I tried to sound. I made a cool ass intro for it. It's on Twitter. I linked it in the show notes of that episode, which was episode
Yeah.
4.
That was so hard for you too because you kept getting copyrighted.
Yeah, because I tried to use 10 seconds of the trailer music, but it I cut it down to even 10 seconds, and it was still on it. So that's why it's just like the end tone, and it just says the Dynacast in the intro.
It's still a
But-
dope intro.
Yeah.
for real.
But like I was indifferent when I seen the Batman for the first time, but now since I own it on iTunes and I seen it like 5 or 6 times, so it's like the best version of Batman
Having
because
wet
I can
dreams
relate
about
to
Robert
that dude.
Pattinson.
Because I always tried so hard because I see Bruce Wayne with the ladies, and I just explained my interaction with women, and he's just, Bruce Wayne's just like, hey girls, and everybody's, oh, Bruce Wayne, but this dude, he's just awkward. I'm like, that's me.
The Batman you relate to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a Bruce Wayne I can relate to. The socially awkward. People point cameras on. It's like, oh no, don't do it.
Yeah, like he doesn't like it.
He's not
He's the kind of like it's not a phase mom kind of thing.
It's none of face, man.
Even the most confident of people started off awkward at some point.
Oh yeah, look at me now. I
Right,
have my own
yeah.
fucking show. I had to force myself to do this shit. I couldn't do it by myself. If I was to come in and just have me and someone interviewing.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Corey. How are you? It would be so hard.
It's like Corey
I
brought-
would need
that's
so.
why
I would
Corey
need
brought
you,
me
Rosa,
in.
sitting in a corner, just as my wing lady. Is just like, you can do it, Corey.
You got this.
That's why you asked me to do it because I can talk.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the future.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the future. But yeah, that's why she's even on this show because
Yeah.
I can count on this one.
I'd just be off to the side giving you pointers and
Yeah.
stop slouching.
Sorry.
Make eye contact.
Ay, ay, ay.
The Mexican mom's coming out.
Yep.
And then Batman Unburied finished up this week, and it started off really strong. I really was into it. And like around episode 3 or 4, I kept listening to episodes over and over and over again because Bruce Wayne starts off as a forensic pathologist, and Bruce Wayne is not that. He was a doctor. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then he was black until Winston Duke plays Bruce Wayne, first black man to ever play Batman. So like, congratulations, put him in the bat suit. I'm gonna riot. But It was different. So I'm like, is this like a whole ass different Batman? And then I was just like, nah, it can't be, because then it fast forwards at the end of an episode, it's like Bruce Wayne is dead, and then Barbara Gordon is looking for Bruce Wayne. I'm like, hold up, how much time has passed? It's like, oh, it's been that was the mystery, like how much time has passed, because his parents are alive, he's a doctor. I'm like, what world is this? And then I was listening to the people who Barbara was interacting with in Arkham Asylum. And then, she passed up Calendar Man, the Mad Hatter. I was like, red herring Mad Hatter. And then she ends up getting Edward Nygma to help her with the mystery, because the guy, the Harvester, was, cutting people up, and he was leaving notes, and the Riddler's like, that's my fucking gig. That was his whole motivation. He's like, he's leaving funny notes with clues. That is my thing, and I will not have it.
It's like when you show up to the party in the same costume. It's like, no.
And
One
so,
of us needs to go home and change.
and so I was going back and listening to everything, and then there was a lady on the radio, and I'm like, who listens to the radio in 2022?
There are people who listen to the radio.
No, we listen to podcasts. We don't listen to it was like a radio station. People listen to the radio, but I took that as a clue.
Yeah.
And then it was the Grey Ghost thing, a show that Bruce watched when he was younger. And then I was like, wait a minute. What if he's being mind controlled? And then that's when I went, oh, Mad Hatter, what if he's pulling some shit? But then we find out, I won't say who it is because it's still very fresh. But then I was pretty close. I was hella pretty close. But what was happening was exactly what I thought was happening, just not with who I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, cool. But I really admire Bruce Wayne. Like my whole, since I was a child, like Batman animated series, I always wanted to be like Bruce Wayne. And so like having a black Batman, I was just like, fuck yeah, it's about time. It's different from having like Lucas Fox, which is Lucius Fox's son, be Batman. But he's not Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
This Bruce Wayne is black, played by a black man.
Yeah,
And
he's
it's
the
just-
first. He's like the main Batman. He's first Batman,
Yeah.
basically, because he's the only Batman.
He,
in that
he's the
particular
same exact
universe.
guy. His skin color's different.
Yeah.
Same person is just dark. So I find it, you know, you can't tarnish a fictional person.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. But someone else I looked up to, who's an actual person, is involved in some shady shit. Every time I think of Power Rangers, Austin St. John. When I think Power Rangers, I'll go right back to that man. So now just the whole brand, I just feel it's just, you know, he pleaded innocent. He got involved in some
It was the I read about it. It was the COVID-19.
the
relief.
funds he was
Yeah.
swindling funds it was involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, I kind of find that offensive because I worked with COVID patients for like 2 years during this whole thing. So I'm like, dang man, you're taking our money.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he's not involved and it's just some wild shit that he got caught up with. But like my advice to people in the world, just it's okay to be inspired by real people, but don't idolize real people. Don't try to be like an actual person because people have faults, and then people will disappoint you.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
It's like the
I
phrase
was
they
so
tell you.
in
Yeah.
the mood that day.
It's
I
that
was
old
just like,
phrase, never
fuck.
meet your
Yeah,
heroes.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's the
100%.
phrase "never meet your heroes"
Yeah.
because they're just gonna always disappoint you.
Yeah.
If you love somebody too much, they're gonna disappoint you no matter what.
Yeah, I had already separated the character, you know, Jason Scott from Austin St. John,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because he was on that whole Republican Trump train kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he even said like, "Oh, I don't believe in systematic racism." I was just like, "Oh, all right, buddy, all right." So that already just kind of, I had already been separated them, but this is just this is still just. I have that helmet in my room. When I look at that helmet, I kind of envision it's like his face is connected to that helmet. I have a lot of Red Ranger shit.
Yeah, it's the same thing for like me and like the show Supernatural. I love that show. I've been following that for a decade, and now it's over. But like one of the main characters is on a new show now, and it's just so hard for me to see him there and see him act like he acts like a dick in the show. Okay, and it's so hard to see it because he's such like a lovable like character. He's such the hero in the show I loved, and so he's different. But I mean, he's an actor. He's got to make money.
You
You
gotta
know,
do what he gotta do.
he's got to do different things, and I respect that. It's just I don't know if I could ever see him in person because I would want him to be the person in that
That's
show.
like the actress who played Cersei in Game of Thrones,
Mm-hmm.
and the other actor in Luke Cage who played the villain. I forget. He's playing Blade now. Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
They were so good at being bad. I'm just like, fuck you guys.
One show that's like not even in the range of shows that we're talking about is Breaking Bad. Because I was late to the party in watching that, but Bryan Cranston, I was just used to seeing him in Malcolm in the Middle as this
Zordon.
comedic relief,
Hilarious. Yeah.
and then to see him be so serious
Oh,
and
yeah.
so, you know,
Yeah,
for
but
people who've seen the show and know how it gets,
As
like I
an
was just like,
actor,
wow,
That seems really
Two-
cool to expand.
two different characters.
I guess I
same
could look up
person,
but
that's
to
pretty
Bryan Cranston
amazing.
because he was also a Red Ranger.
No way.
Yeah, the Power Ranger movie, he was Zordon. Zordon was Red Ranger.
The things you learn.
You been watching Moon Knight?
Hell yeah, I've been watching Moon Knight. Heck yeah, man.
See, look, I've been trying to make the most natural transitions ever.
And I
And then you just
purposely
get the,
make
"Heck
them
yeah,
awkward.
man."
I purposely make them awkward.
look. I need you to be professional, all right?
I am professional.
Yeah,
This
totally.
is called banter.
That's not banter. That was just called being a dickhead.
She's adding spice to the show. Be great.
Okay.
And then Buzz Spice in here, we're gonna hear a bunch of ladies.
So
the sugar and spice and everything nice.
speaking of mixing these together, let's talk about Moon Knight and all his multiple personalities
Heck
going on and
yeah.
mixing everything up here. See?
That
How's
is
that
a-
for a transition?
Beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Moon Knight finished. I thought the show was amazing. He's a lesser known character in Marvel. Not a lot of people know him. He's basically Marvel's Batman.
I hate that phrase.
I know, but that's
They're
just
not even remotely close.
they aren't. But that's what people. That's how I've had to.
If there's an
explain it.
allegory, then yes.
That's how I've had to explain to people that don't know the character Moon Knight and they don't know how serious he is, because he is a very serious character, and that's kind of the reasons why they say he's the Marvel's Batman, is because of he's just super serious and he gets very violent with it. I think it's really great that they're bringing on DID with it. And they did it pretty respectfully, because I was pretty worried about how they would go around it, because we live in a very sensitive world.
Yes.
A very sensitive world, and there was already a lot of backlash during the season of, oh, they shouldn't be talking about that, that's offensive, and it's people that don't even have the disorder, and they were talking about that, saying it's offensive and all that, and it's like, you just don't want to have the conversation, because you want to put everything in a box, and you don't want to hear the bad stuff going on in the world, or you don't want to.
What's the point
hear
of
it.
telling the story if you can't talk about things that
Because
that humans experience?
there were people that were saying, like, well, now people think that, oh, they're gonna think that if you have DID, then you can be a superhero and blah blah blah. That makes you a superhero.
You don't need a mental disorder.
No.
And I'm like, do you
I
realize
think
how,
I'm a superhero sometimes.
right? Do you realize how miserable in the show Mark Spector was? How miserable Stephen Grant was? They weren't Moon Knight before the disorder. They just had Moon Knight, and the reason they were in this hellhole of being Conchu, because Conchu's an asshole, and so they're not. This is not of their free will right now. And it's because of their disorder that they were being they were able to be manipulated. That they used that against them, which is awful. And that's what happens in the real world too. I see. But yeah, so I really like the show. It tackled a lot of tough topics, which is what Marvel's doing, and I love that. So those are my thoughts about Moon Knight. Plus his costume is cool.
Yeah, totally. And I'll just jump in. Oscar Isaac can do no wrong. That dude, even with his like London accent, because he's originally from Guatemala.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm just like, that dude, epic. He is a hero of mine. I would meet him though.
And that's, I would definitely meet that man.
That
work with
I've
him
seen him in
someday.
many projects, and also I enjoyed the way that he went with it, because I'm someone that has bipolar disorder, which is like a sister diagnosis to DID. Our symptoms are very parallel, not exactly the same, but those last 3 episodes of the season where you see the asylum episodes, there are some parts of those scenes that are very outdated views on how psych wards are run and how patients are treated, because I did spend some time in there, and you're right, people's rights are not violated in that way anymore. People are very more humane now, but his performance, I think, was good, because there were moments where I was looking at it and I was just like, oh, I relate to these moments, because I've had those moments. Minus the superpowers. I would love to have the superpowers.
You didn't get wrapped around in the cloak, Rosa?
I don't think I want to have Mark Spector's superpowers.
But-
it seems pretty awful.
But like,
You come back from the dead, though.
yeah, but it was, I feel like his performance, and also in showing the trauma and how it affects you overall in your adulthood, I feel like they hit the nail on it pretty
Absolutely.
well, because I mean, my situation parallels to it a little bit, but I felt like it was something that the show did pretty well on.
Yeah.
First 3 episodes, though, I feel for me kind of dragged a bit, and that's only because we're getting introduced to this character. I know nothing of him in reference to comics, but finishing it as a whole, I was like, all right, I like this show. I like where it went. I like how it ended.
I thought it was really great. It was one of their best Marvel shows, honestly.
I agree.
I feel like a lot of the Marvel shows are just okay. They're not bad. They're not great. I don't get hyped. None of them hype me up like the movies do.
Yeah.
I just feel like, oh, cool, that was a thing.
I just felt like this one was, they try to step it up a notch with this one.
Yeah, only thing I care about was Miss May Kalama. How do you pronounce that? She played Layla.
Yeah, she played
was
the Scarlet Scarab.
Yes. Those curls, man. Her curly hair. It's going to drive me
She's
goddamn
great.
crazy.
She's a
I was
whole
like,
vibe.
She
holy
is
shit.
beautiful. I wish I had her hair. She's gorgeous. She was a great character in that show, too. She did a very
And
good
her
job.
little moment when she's like being a badass in the streets, and the little girl asks her, "Are you?"
Are you a superhero?
No, she's like, "Are you Egyptian?" She goes, "Yeah," and I was like,
Yeah.
"All right,
Mhm.
all
They
right,
did
all
it.
right."
That's cool.
Get some more representation.
Yeah, I say 10 out of 10 Moon Knight. So
Mhm.
that's-
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Go
rate
check it out.
Well, I
liked
don't think it's a 10 out of 10,
I give it 10 out of 10.
but it's up there. It has a lot of good potential for it, and if it comes back, continues on with the
If
season
Oscar
2.
Isaac wants to do it again, because he's
I
very,
like the hippo
he's
guy.
I would love
very
for
weird
him to
about
come
it.
back because
Yeah.
I was content with his performance,
Yeah.
but the other
I thought he
elements of
wasn't
the show
coming
is,
back.
like,
I
need
thought he was
polishing.
done.
He might. Like, it's still up in the air. He just, his whole thing, he doesn't want to get stuck in a character, which I understand, but he's already been in Star Wars. So
get it.
he's
Yeah,
already
but Poe
affiliated
doesn't
with
have
Disney.
to come back.
I know, but he's
But
already
you in the
been
Marvel,
with
you
Disney.
in Marvel
he
shit, you
understands
stuck.
it.
Yeah, once you start a Marvel project
You
like that, you
stuck.
can't
You're
really just
signing on
leave.
forever, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, they can write you off. That's great.
They
but
write
like,
you off.
expect
I
to
mean, they
be
can
around
recast
for a little
them,
bit.
but I mean, like they did
But they-
Rhodey, but that was like the only person
yeah,
they recast.
but they never want to do
They
that.
kind of needed to do that recasting though,
They
because
really did.
he was
they
tripping.
were
He was
not
asking for
agreeing.
more money, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time he was that person, and RDJ wasn't. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
But now with the multiverse.
what about Stranger Things? You?
Oh. I was trying to get to Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah,
No, you're
jumping
right,
the
dude.
gun, Tessa.
Sorry.
Stranger Things. So the first 7
This is
episodes
all you,
are
Cat.
out.
This
yeah.
is all you, Cat.
The first 7 episodes came out for Stranger Things. The next 2 come out in July, and it's long because each episode's about an hour 15 minutes. But there's a lot of really cool things in it because I'm pretty sure, I have a feeling it's gonna be the last season. I think they said that it's the last season of this show, which is fine. I'm finding it very hard to like the original cast because it feels
They're old.
not because they're old. It's just the character development isn't as strong anymore. I feel like they're really making their new characters because I personally like Max more than I like Elle, and I want Max to be the leading girl.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's just brought more to me lately. Even in this new season too. Like they rarely took time on Elle in this season. They split the characters up. They knew from the start. They split them off into 2 groups. This is the characters nobody cares about. These are the characters everybody cares about. We're gonna see them at different times.
18 B team. Let's go.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's some really cool things. The one thing I'll say about it is that it's more slasher this season. So the villain is
Second.
an extreme Freddy Krueger
Yes.
type. They reference that movie a lot in the show, which is great. And the actor, Robert Englund, actually is in Stranger Things this season, playing one of the characters as an homage. And it's really cool because it's like he was the victim of this Freddy Krueger type villain, even though he played Freddy Krueger, which is super cool. And they're just paying all this homage to it. Sometimes I forget that this is based in the 80s. I'm like, why are they talking about it? And I'm like, yeah. Like, why is this a problem?
Why is it no one using a cell phone in this series?
Right? Why is
If they do, it's just this big ass break.
like I'm thinking like why is Robin just not telling people she's gay? Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Robin, who's Robin?
She was in last season. She's like the only lesbian
Ethan
character.
Hawke's daughter.
She's the only lesbian character in the show.
I didn't know there was.
She was
It's
in the
been
last
so long.
season.
I haven't been watching it though.
She was new last season, and now
She's like Steve Harrington's sidekick.
Yeah.
yeah.
They worked at the ice cream shop together.
She
Now they
was-
work at the
Oh,
radio station.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
And She's
Okay.
Yeah.
super cool. I love her.
Oh
character.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just
yeah.
some
Yeah,
topics
yeah.
in there that I just have to remember that this is based
that
in the
time.
80s.
Like just be
Yeah.
yourself.
Like mass panic and stuff like that that's happening in the show. I'm like, yeah, this is the 80s. Okay.
1980s. I wish I was there. I wish I was born
seems
10
fun.
years later.
Yeah.
No,
But
earlier. 10 years earlier. So that way I was a child in the 80s. Yeah, so I would be like 50 now.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I really have to say about Stranger Things. I mean, I'm gonna see how because the last 2 episodes are gonna be the fights and the basically close it out. So those are what people want now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I want. I found out who number I won't say it because you guys haven't seen it.
Hey,
They haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Don't want to spoil it for them.
But the one thing I am excited to see is I heard that the main monster's costume is 90% practical effects.
Oh.
Wow,
And
really?
I was
Such a
just
great-
like
yeah.
blown away by
Wow.
that.
That's the best way to
because
do it.
Amen.
So many
Always.
companies now will just
Just do
solely
it in
rely on
CG.
digital,
Make
and
it
that's
like a
great.
CG.
That's fine. I mean, people
It is
are
not great. And
well.
it's not
The
fun.
thing is that
It's a cheap out. It's a cop out right
Cop
there.
out.
well, also, it's cool in the sense that it's becoming more lifelike, but I feel like merging practical effects and CGI effects,
It works better.
it works better because
Yes.
also it'll also affect the actor's performance.
Yeah,
because they
that's-
have
because
something
it's-
that
they
they
have
can
s-
see
yeah.
now.
Yeah, they can
Yes.
see what they look like. They can work with what they look what they are right now. Like
Because I've heard
happening.
actors in interviews like,
I'm
"Oh,
just
I have
looking
to
at a ball."
pretend. I have to imagine that I see this thing chasing me." Whereas practical effects is like, "Oh, you want fear?
Here it is.
yeah, like when they in Poltergeist when they use real skeletons for that particular scene.
That's also a health and safety
Yeah,
issue.
seriously.
I know, but I mean that struck fear in her eye.
I can imagine.
But it was real skeletons and she didn't know. So, or the
They
alien
couldn't get
thing.
plastic skeletons.
Well,
you can go to
the
freaking
director was
Spirit
real.
Halloween
I
and get
do
some
remember
fucking
this.
plastic
Yeah.
skeletons.
Yeah, but the
Yep.
xenomorph and alien when it popped out of its chest, that was a practical effect, and the
He didn't
the
tell
actors
the
didn't
cast.
know. Yeah, the audience that was real fear.
So that's their
But
genuine,
also practical
authentic
effect. I
reaction.
don't know what costs more, practical effects or CGI.
Practical. That's why we do CG.
I think that's why
Yeah, practical
CGI is something
costs
that
more.
people
Yeah,
rely
because,
on solely.
I was watching something yesterday. Shin Ultraman is the new iteration of. It's based on the original Ultraman, but it's like the new version, kind of like Shin Godzilla. It's a more modern interpretation, but they said the CG was so expensive, so they went back to the old tokusatsu roots. They made miniatures and they'll make a building crashing over it, and they'll lay CG over it. And then I was like, that's the best way to do it if you use both, because you can't tell. You can tell when something's computer graphics, but when you enhance something through visual effects, it's seamless. And I don't know why they.
I also feel like that has to do with the fact that these production companies want things out by a certain deadline.
Oh yeah,
by
they
a certain
pump
time.
them out like freaking video games.
And when back
Yeah.
in the day, in the times of ET and all that stuff, directors kind of took their time a little
Took a
bit on these
while.
projects because it was it was practical effects.
Yeah, and it was worthwhile. Like it made more excitement.
It's worth the wait. I feel
Totally.
like.
Now we're all little bitchy people right now, like
Spoiled
whining,
brats.
like I want my movie now.
I want to see this season in May.
What
Has
do
to
you
be a
mean? I
summer
gotta wait a
blockbuster.
year for season 2?
Hey,
Like,
you
do
know
you
how
want
long
this
we
to
had
be
to
good?
wait to get sequels back in the day? You'll forget all about. Oh yeah, I used to watch that movie 2 years ago.
Right?
Well, speaking of, I don't know why we have to wait so long for Stranger Things, the part 2. I just wish they would have left it all together.
They could have put it out in June.
Yeah,
I don't think they
I
needed
would've
to wait a
waited.
whole month, unless they're
Yeah.
still working on it. They might still be working on it. I don't know.
But then just wait. I'll wait to watch it
Studio
all
was
together.
probably pushing them to get something out.
Right?
Maybe.
Most likely.
I'm too spoiled now. I want to watch it all together.
I'm one of
I don't
those-
want to wait.
I'm one of
trying
those
to.
patient viewers.
I'm trying
like,
to
I'll
make
just wait for it to come out.
a bridge using. You said Stranger Things, and I'm like, how can I, like, bring in a doctor? How can I involve a doctor?
I think you just did.
Say something about a doctor in Stranger Things, so we can speak about Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness.
Oh man.
I just know that if 11 were to be trained by Doctor Strange, she'd be a total badass.
Yeah, she would be.
Yeah.
And I would be more
No
interested in
limits.
her
No
because
limits.
I feel she's not.
Oh
as
yeah, she would
interesting
know how
in
to
this.
use those powers.
And then
Just-
some. She would have some
Just have those
magical.
hands.
She'd be like, "You ready to catch these hands?"
Ready to catch these hands?
Me and Rosa went to the El Capitan. We seen Doctor Strange. Zoe Gomez was there, and I was mad because I was in
Sochi.
the balcony. Sochi, what did I say?
Sochi.
Sochi.
The X in names is
I thought it was like a Z, right?
it is a Z, but also I've met some Sochis and stuff. It depends. It also depends, but I just personally like
I'll just call her Miss Gomez.
Miss Gomez.
Yeah, so we was hella like 100 feet away, and I was like, there she is. But yeah, next time in July we're gonna be right there, at the
We better be.
For
At the
Thor: Love and
stage.
Thunder.
Thor. Don't let Hemsworth come out. I know he ain't.
If he comes out, I'm standing up.
He gets a standing ovation from me.
But this movie was fine. I think people had their expectations way too high.
It's because of the trailer.
There was no multiverse in multiverse, and there's plenty of multiverse.
There is plenty of. It's because
If
of the
they
trailer.
put more multiverse in that movie, it would have been a clusterfuck. And Marvel is already a clusterfuck. So
Again, like it was the trailer. The trailer hyped people up and gave everything away.
I was so mad. I was on Twitter scrolling, and then I seen the yellow in the hand. I was like, "Fuck."
That's why I try to limit how many times I watch a trailer. I try to not go above 2
You know-
views,
Yeah, I
because
watch it
then
the one
I will
time.
catch
You know
all
how
the
many
Easter
trailers they put
eggs,
out?
and then it'll get spoiled.
You know how many trailers they put out? I was looking because I watched all of them. They put out 10 different trailers for that movie,
Oh, heck no.
all with different scenes from the movie. So they had the main trailer and they had some little ones of
And then
different
they
scenes.
basically spoiled the Illuminati.
They did because then they used it in the
Illuminati.
last trailer.
You're
They
welcome.
they said it in the last trailer. They finally gave the name away, even though we already knew.
Yeah, but we didn't know who the members were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Like
And
I
don't
heard
watch
Patrick
trailers,
Stewart's
so-
voice, but I
Mhm.
wasn't expecting him to show up in the freaking animation chair.
Exactly.
And that right there, I was like, man, now I know he's gonna be in the yellow chair.
Right? That could have been a great moment.
I already lost my Mr. Fantastic show. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit!
Or like Black Bolt. I mean, I got excited to see Black Bolt. But
Yeah, Black Bolt looking like Black Bolt.
Because he was also the same actor from Inhumans, the failed
I never
show.
saw the Inhumans.
Yeah,
I
don't
know
want-
how
you
Don't
much
you
I
don't
watch
you don't
it.
need to watch it.
All right.
You can watch
I'll
the
take your
first
word for it.
episode and be like, oh, this
Yeah,
is
And then
neat.
I'll put the remote down immediately.
Just so
Like,
you can
know
see.
what?
Oh
I
yeah,
see
it is
why.
that guy. But yeah, it just got stolen. I mean, the girl that sat next to me when I watched it, apparently she didn't watch nothing beforehand because she was like, woohoo, at the parts like nobody's saying anything.
Yeah.
This isn't the premiere. Okay.
Well, that's how I was though, because I don't
Yeah.
watch trailers and I didn't see anything, so I
But
didn't know.
it
Pepper
was
Stewart
even
was
stuff
gonna be
that
in
like I feel like she's never even watched a Marvel film before.
it.
There was stuff that
Um,
like it was like Strange said something to Wong and she's like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
some
how,
people are just excited, but that's why I go to the El Capitan events because we
Yeah.
all wilding the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's like I'm glad that we didn't though, because my husband's leaning over like, why is Wanda so upset? You know, like where's her kids? Or you know, he would just.
Oh,
lean
he didn't
over,
watch
'cause
the
he doesn't-
Disney Plus
He didn't
stuff,
watch
huh?
What If. He didn't watch,
Yeah.
Wanda and Vision. None of that.
Yeah, my boyfriend's mom, she was the same way. She was like, when she I guess when she realized Wanda was evil, she's like, how could they do that to Wanda?
Yeah,
Wanda-
Well,
she's supposed to be in the
Wanda has
Avengers.
valid reason to feel the way that she feels.
I know, but I feel like that turn, we didn't see her descent into that. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this movie was it, but it happened so quick because
Yeah.
she was the Scarlet Witch, but she was still cool
N-
at the end of WandaVision.
But
Yeah,
she
That's
was
what I thought.
but grieving, but I think the point is like grieving takes different tolls.
Mhm.
Like she was good at that point because she had a distraction. Because there was Agatha, that was her distraction, and now she's just back alone.
Well,
and I
also-
think she just figured out I'm alone now.
What
again.
about that? Remember at the post credit scene at the end of WandaVision, it showed that weird transparent thing coming down towards her house,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, that's Doctor. It could have been Doctor
Well,
Strange because
they-
he did show
No,
up.
they confirmed that
never
was
know.
supposed to be Doctor Strange.
Mhm.
But I guess they didn't want to use it for the film because they reshot WandaVision in certain parts because all of those commercials were supposed to be Doctor Strange trying to talk to her, right? But then they decided not to really go with that, so they reshot some things. So that was supposed to be, but it wasn't really confirmed.
Yeah.
So I'm just not gonna take it as canon because Doctor Strange seems
It's
to
on the
not.
screen. It is kind of. Maybe.
Well,
Wait,
because
have you looked at it? Is it still there today? Maybe they removed it.
I haven't looked at it today,
Mm-mm.
but it's just the fact that in the Doctor Strange movie, that seems like it's the first time he's been there
That's
Yeah.
what it
to her
seems,
orchard.
yeah.
So if
Well,
that
I
was
mean,
him
that could have
earlier,
been that. No, that couldn't have been the time, huh?
No.
Because, yeah.
because she was just reading the Darkhold at that point.
Yeah.
And then also there's that line that they were throwing around that the dark hole takes a toll on the reader.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you forget the more she dives into the dark hole, the more the dark
That's
hole
true.
dives into her.
So all of those feelings.
So it's a mix
yeah.
of
Just
her
amplifying, yeah.
drive
yeah.
and also a mix of the dark hole's intent to
Mhm.
just be evil.
To be dark and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's building up all those emotions. Even she was grieving, and she combated that.
Mhm.
The Darkhold's just bringing it back up again.
It's using that to keep her under the
Mhm.
influence of the
Yeah.
dark hold.
Well, yeah, I was surprised to see she was the villain, and because I'm like,
I wasn't surprised at all.
I don't read the comics, so I didn't know.
She
or
is
the
she
trailers.
is a villain in the comics,
Yeah.
but I think I will always love Wanda. I'll
Mhm.
always love Wanda Maximoff, even in the movies and all that, because
Yeah.
I think she's just a great character. She's been done dirty so many times in these
Totally.
movies now.
Yeah.
like
I mean, because
yeah.
she
So
hasn't
sad.
been. Well, she's always been pre Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
in
but
the
now
movies.
she is, and
Right.
now like it is like the line she said in the movie, like when she was talking to Strange about abusing the universe and reality, and she's like, "You do it, you're the hero. I do it, I'm the villain. How is that fair?"
Mhm.
It's not
Because she's
fair.
a girl.
It is well.
That's
It's
how
also
things
it's also
work now.
because she's not American, and she's from a different country. She's new. She's not a like well-known Avenger, but it isn't fair. I mean, she did do the same thing Strange did when he basically let Thanos blip everybody. He allowed that to happen because he said it was the only way. But she wants to do something that manipulates reality, and she can't do it.
Yo, what if if the multiverse was a thing, and he went and got good Thanos to fight bad Thanos?
Oh my god,
That would be a fight to see.
I want to see
From
good
Party
Thanos
Thor,
again.
that Thanos.
Yeah, I want to see a live action of Party Thor, man. I want to see that as a whole like spin-off. I would love that so much.
What did you think about America?
Well, I like seeing her towards the end of the movie, you know, finally owning her power and trusting it, and she's a badass. But what I was just wanting to see more of was that time span in between the origin of when her power is activated to when we see her now with Strange. Because doing the math, rough math, 5 years would have passed. Because in the flashback, she looks about 9, 10-ish. Currently, she's about 15, 16. It's 5 years. And in rewatching the movie last night, I realized in her dialogue while she's speaking in Spanish, she says she met 2 Stranges and traveled 71 universes in 5 years. So we don't get to see any of that. And also, in these moments where she's being chased by monsters, in these high adrenaline moments, one of the things she says is her power activates out of fear. In these intense moments, you should show these little impulses of reactions in her trying to keep herself alive, because they did show it once when she kicks the cement down on the monster. There's a little star that I saw visually appear under the piece of rubble that hits the monster, and it aids Doctor Strange. But you see that once, and then you see it again at the end when she's breaking the glass, and I'm like, show more of that, because then you can actually see that connection of it's just her needing to build up that confidence in herself. And I feel like I would have emotionally been more attached to her character had I seen the struggle in the times that she's alone traveling through universes, because that sounds scary. Every time you get startled, a portal opens and you're gone. And that's something you can't help. And I feel like if we were to see that emotional struggle, I feel like people would have been closer to her character and had more empathy towards her. Because to be honest, I was kind of struggling to find ways to connect with her character and feel more sympathy for her. It's sad, yes, you get separated from your parents, but you don't see the toll that it actually takes on her. Aside from that one memory, the reaction that she gets, the little tear on her cheek from that, but that's all you really get. So that 5-year struggle, I would have liked to have seen. You know. Yeah,
I wish I got more out of her.
Yeah.
I wish I got more. I know she's a side character, but I would have liked to see a little bit more.
And as someone that doesn't know, I mean, I didn't know she was a character in the comics. I thought she was a new character in the MCU. But, you know, as someone that's not as into the comics as everyone else, people forget that a portion of the viewers don't know the background on a lot of these characters. So Disney has to kind of find a way to incorporate some ways of getting us to like these characters.
Yeah, they have the I think the Legend series on Disney Plus, but it's usually about it shows the backstory of established characters. So they won't show someone like America because she has nothing to show.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a good way to catch up. But I do feel when they do introduce, because we're gonna in Thor: Love and Thunder, we're gonna get Jane as Thor. How the fuck did that happen? Yeah, I know they're not gonna go too deep into explaining how that happened, but I mean, which way between now and July, you gotta get some sort of answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They just need to do a better job at filling us in these gaps of time that we don't see on screen, because like you said with Scarlet Witch, you didn't really see that transition into the Darkhold. You kind of just, this is how it is now. It's better, it's one way to know that it happened rather to actually see it and form that connection and be like, oh, there's an emotional toll on this.
Yeah.
And then there's also the 5 years after the snap,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
what
slowly
happened there?
showing that stuff.
Yeah.
No, they're not showing what happened during when everyone was gone. Everyone's talking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know what it was like when it,
Then
when you were
show.
gone.
Yeah, the only time they ever showed that was the beginning of Endgame,
Mm-hmm.
and before they blipped everyone back. That was
Yeah.
the only time we saw the struggle. But I would have liked to see more.
Winter Soldier too.
Yeah, I wanna
when
know
Sam
what-
comes back and he's like talking with his sister about the business. She's like, you don't know what it
Yeah.
was like those 5 years you were gone.
I'd like to actually see
I would like to see
that.
it.
Maybe there should be a series called The Blip.
Yeah,
I would watch
that.
that
Would be
for
an
sure.
interesting
Yeah.
thing
That'd
to
be
see how the
awesome.
world was able to.
It could be
function
daily
without half
lives,
of the
which it could be an
population.
anthology series. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, it
random
just
people.
random ass stories.
New idea for
Mhm.
Disney anthology series about the blip.
The Blip.
You're welcome. Give us money for it. Okay, thanks. Miss
I'll be a
Tessa.
side character.
Yes.
Anything you want to add? Is there anything you thinking about watching or whatever?
I just saw the Maverick movie, and if y'all haven't seen it yet, go out and see it. It is a good time to watch. I know we kind of talked about this outside, but wait, have you seen Top Gun?
No.
The original.
No, I've been wanting to. I
We've
never watched it.
Oh, okay.
I've been meaning to watch it because I wanted to watch that and then go into Top Gun.
Yeah. I feel like I would say completely skip Top Gun, the original, and just go watch Maverick. Just
It's not that tightly connected, no.
it's literally the exact same formula. It is just a few years later in the
No.
future.
It's just kind of an upgraded version.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch. Like,
Someone needs to tell Tom Cruise to retire though. Just-
Tell that little man to retire, man.
You know what? We're the exact same height. Why does he look so
No.
much shorter?
no, you can't be. Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7.5".
He
No,
is-
five
no,
five
he's like-
8.5.
That's
5'8.5".
he's lying.
Huh?
Like he is short.
He's
He's
like-
shorter than
He's
you.
like 5'5", right?
Yeah, he's
Really?
gotta be.
Oh,
He
man.
probably just has his publicist say that he's taller.
Yeah, because they work a lot of movie magic to make him look tall. in
Seriously.
movies.
There are ways
Yeah.
to make people look taller. They put
Mhm.
Natalie Portman on a ramp next to Chris Hemsworth so that she wasn't visibly so much shorter than him.
Ah!
Yeah. No.
Yeah, there are ways.
Mhm.
All right. All right. I keep saying that. All right.
All right.
I'm just trying to end
All
the
right,
show.
Can we get Matthew McConaughey on one of these?
Let's do it.
Every time you say "all right," we'll have a Matthew McConaughey button.
Matthew McConaughey.
That's a great idea.
Usually,
That's a great
we end the show with a DynaCast power up, but I'm just salty on Power Rangers right now, so I'm just gonna fuck it. I don't want.
What? That's a trademark.
I just try to separate the art from the artist.
No,
I thought that's what we
hey,
said,
yo,
Corey.
that's what.
Don't
but
idolize.
still.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This is
and
Tessa's last physical episode, and you're
What
not
the-
gonna
give
do
her.
it.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
Wow.
And also,
That's it. I'm out.
to bring me
Wow.
into it
Right.
and not
Yeah.
get to experience that.
first
I
and
know
last
you
time.
did.
Okay.
Hello.
All right.
Here, I'm just gonna.
All right, so here you can't
Sip
see
the
it on
water out of
screen.
the way.
Our beautiful DynaCast symbol, logo, and on 3, DynaCast power up. Ready?
How do we do that?
You just say it.
Oh, we just say it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just
Say
say
it. You know, like
DynaCast.
the
just
Power
like
Rangers
doing
would
the
say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh.
you can do emotion if you want to. That's why we moved. We didn't have to move
Yeah,
the
but their
glasses.
mics in the way. I want to do emotion, but I'm like, oh, I made them.
I don't even know the motion, but all right.
Oh, there is no
Oh
motion.
yeah,
but
I
you just make
I
it
just
up.
make it up.
Yeah.
So
I
what are
just
we saying
feel
again?
DynaCast power up.
important when I do this.
DynaCast power up.
DynaCast power up.
DynaCast power up.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
DynaCast
DynaCast
power up.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
Did you say
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Did I say I'm sorry?
I said I'm sorry.
you said
I,
you're sorry.
I didn't
Okay.
join in the.
I heard
I
someone
didn't-
Oh,
said
we
I'm
gonna put our hands
sorry.
in
I was
like
the only
fucking
female out
Planeteers.
of the femme fatale. Like,
We got banter. Look at it. We got 2 whole minutes.
I know.
This is a post-credit scene.
It's post credit.
Nice.
So Corey, when am I gonna get paid for doing this show?
Look, when we get a fucking sponsor, all right?
I got a camera,
this
so
out.
I don't need to get paid.
Look, check this out. I'm an Apple guy, and I'm just like, if we blow up, I'm like, Apple Podcast, let's fucking go. But Spotify is giving us money, and we could put this. We could actually put this. This is gonna be on. It says on all platforms,
Yep.
and also video on YouTube and Spotify, so you can listen and watch on Spotify. And
You
guess how
can
much we
match
earned on
faces
Spotify?
to these voices.
$20.
4 cents.
4 cents.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, it's all right.
we ballin'.
See,
So
that's
I
one
need
penny
one
for
cent.
both of
Yeah.
us, for all of
People
us.
can start at the top. You work your way there.
Where's my money?
Hey, I give you money, all right?
Give me my penny.
All right, I'll give you a penny. I
So
got new
Rosa
graphics
at
and everything.
OnlyFans.
No. Rosa doesn't have the confidence for
Del
OnlyFans.
Rosa, OnlyFans.
That's ridiculous.
I would give you all my money if you had an OnlyFans. Just
Wow.
saying.
This conversation has convinced me.
You don't have to do anything crazy. You could do like feet stuff.
Some girls just do
Dude.
nudes. They're not like freaking.
There's
like,
this
I'll
girl.
just show
she
an
was a,
eyelash.
I,
like,
I
I'm
saw
sorry.
this.
I'm sorry.
I saw this girl. She was a realtor, and she makes like 6 figures a year, but not even from being a realtor. She
Yeah.
just sends pictures of her feet.
No,
and I'm
seriously.
like,
I know someone.
dude.
She was asked to wear high heels and step on a watermelon and squish it, and she
What?
got paid
What are these
$5,000.
Like, I'm
Like,
not trying to kink shame.
I
or
like. I
anything
don't
like.
like.
That, but I'm just
I hate.
Don't
feet,
ask
first
questions.
off.
Just,
like,
just
I
do
think
it.
feet are disgusting, but I will sell pictures of my feet. I don't know why that's demonized for feet. I mean, it's just feet. It's not like you're showing any of your private, your hoo-haws or
I don't
anything.
know why. What? I'm not a feet person, so I don't understand the feet
We've
thing.
got 6 seconds.
But then at the same time,
Hurry
people
up.
like to eat booty hole. But I think I'd rather put a foot in my mouth than put my mouth
Oh,
near a
and
butthole.
That's gonna be the
That
last thing you
is
say on this
our-
podcast.
And that is the end of the podcast.
That is the end of the DYNA cast.
Time for today.